CNBC Entertainment Chairman and CEO, Aron. Adam, you are a delight. Thank you for coming on Squawk on the Street.
Hey, Jim, not only am I happy to be here, I watched the lead into the program, and I got to tell you, you're far too sensitive. I have it on very good authority. A lot of our apes love you, too.
They do. Okay, so now I want to start with pure substance. This was a remarkable quarter. People didn't think it could happen. People didn't think that you could ever do anything other than burn cash. That you were basically a chimney of money. Not true, correct?
Correct, and we reported yesterday terrific quarterly results, April to June. The movie industry is clearly coming back. The movie theater industry is clearly coming back. 59 million people were in our theaters in the second quarter. Attendance was up 168% year over year the same quarter. We had positive EBITDA in the second quarter. Our EBITDA was more than $250 million stronger than it was last year. We are on a path to recovery. Maybe this horrible pandemic is something that one day we can all put in the rearview mirror.
All right, well, Adam, I read this, and the first thing I said was, okay, I know why people aren't watching Netflix. They're going to AMC. There is a correlation, would you say, between people who just are sick of being at home, and they want to go out, and they want to see a movie, and they go to AMC?
Well, I do think, the bigger picture is I think streaming and theaters can coexist peacefully. You know, back a few years ago when Avengers Endgame was the biggest movie of all time, Netflix was in business. There were people streaming, there were people in our theaters. Fast forward, post-pandemic, I do all think that trapped in our house and apartments for a year and a half, people learned in the pandemic, they want to get off the couch, they want to get out of the house, they want to do things, they want to be with people, be with friends. Going to a theater is a cheap date. Yeah, theaters have been central to the cultural fabric of the United States for a century, and we're a resilient industry. We're on our way back.
They told me I was a cheap date at one point. All right, let's deal with this. Let's deal with the hairy ape. All right, so you've decided, somewhat chimerical, to give something special to shareholders, which includes a great deal of apes. But, you know, other than the actual ticker, APE, to me it seemed very much like a stock split.
Jim, it's almost exactly like a stock split, except for one technical difference. In a typical 2-to-1 stock split, you get 2 new common shares for 1 old common share. In this case, you're getting a new preferred unit and a common share for an old common share. But this is an extremely important development for our company. I cannot stress, one of the reasons why AMC survived the pandemic is because we raised over $2 billion in equity. We did it by selling shares, and we basically sold every share that we had. We went from 100 million shares outstanding to over 500 million shares outstanding. There were no shares left in the corporate treasury. If we needed to raise money in the future, if we wanted to raise money in the future, that was not an option that was available to AMC Entertainment. Now, with the creation of this new class of preferred securities, not that we would ever use all 5 billion of them that we could take to market, that would be crazy, but we do essentially have a lot of preferred shares that we can take to market to raise cash, to pay down debt, to use for M&A, and the result of all that is this was a great investment for AMC. It pretty much takes near-term survival completely off the table because if we were in a pinch, we could raise money. And anything that strengthens AMC is good for our shareholders, and it's bad to the people who wish us harm.
Hey, Adam, I thought it's interesting that you mentioned the Marvel franchises because it seems like all the success has come on the back of the Top Guns and the Strange 2s and maybe soon the Black Panther 2s. But are exhibitors trying to get the studios to release more films like Jordan Peele's Nope to expand that pipeline?
And when you talk about the big ones coming, don't forget Avatar 2 at Christmas. But
yeah,
Avatar 1 is a great movie of all time. But yes, very definitely. I go out to Hollywood like every month or 2 and sit down with the heads of various studios. And we've been making the plea for quite some time that we need to bring these medium-sized movies back, not just live on the so-called tentpole blockbusters. And you know what's really interesting? If you look at the attendance per movie, it's actually higher now than it was pre-pandemic. We just don't have quite as many titles coming out as we used to have pre-pandemic. And if we can reverse that trend, if we can combine more movie titles being released with this huge attendance per picture that we're now seeing, our days ahead are very bright.
All right. Well, so I've been a little too facetious. What you've done is you have got shareholders in a way that I've never seen anyone else do, clearly on your side, and you did it because you catered to them. I want to know about this additional NFT that could make it so that these people stay with you for life, because I quite frankly did not understand exactly what you're offering.
So look, we have leaned into NFTs since last November, and we did that because our shareholders told us that they like NFTs. And now just about every major movie that comes out has an NFT. And we at AMC have had 4 of our own. We put out one in January, very popular. It said, "I own AMC." Well, now that we have this second class of securities that trades under the symbol APE for AMC Preferred Equity, APE, we have another NFT that our shareholders can get gratis, which is "I own 8." And as you know, that's how they self-brand, and I bet they're going to like that.
Well, you're sure right. And you know, and Adam, I got to tell you, in the depths of things, again, someone who could have had his company wiped out, but you just stayed and stayed. Congratulations to you for being creative and being faithful to your shareholder base, which very few CEOs really are. Thank you for coming on, Aron, CEO of AMC. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Isn't that interesting, Jim? We keep coming back to that today. This notion of sort of